Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
This is the second part of Module 1, and here we will study the objectives and functions of HRM. Okay, now we move on to the next topic, and that is the objectives of human resource management. The most important objective is taken first, and that is to ensure optimum utilization of human resources. Now, all the other objectives, they follow this optimum utilization of human resources objective. So they are an outcome of this objective only. So in an organization, if there are no shortages of employees, no surplus of employees, the right number of people and the right type of people are available and working on the right job, we can say that there is optimum utilization of human resources. The second objective is to provide well-trained and well-motivated employees. So if you have invested in your employees and they are well-trained and they are well-motivated, then what will happen? You will have a competitive advantage over the competitors, because you have invested on your human resources, which will give you, or you can reap in benefit in future as well. Then followed by this objective is the objective to enhance job satisfaction. Now, nowadays in organization, we find that the employees, they are frustrated. There is the burnout rate is very high. The labor turnover or employee turnover and absenteeism figures, it is rising, and retaining employees is becoming difficult. So what we need is satisfaction, job satisfaction, for the ensuring job satisfaction to the employees, and for that different measures are taken. All pecuniary, that is monetary, as well as non-monetary motivators have to be applied. Beside that, recognition and other type of benefits have to be given to the employees, so that, and if the work itself is challenging, they will stick to the organization. So job satisfaction is very important. Now the next objective is to bring about maximum individual development. So there is a saying that we are not utilizing, actually there is a saying that we are utilizing 1% of our full potential. So we have lots of potential. If the right platform is given to us, then we can showcase our potential. So that is the objective of human resource management, that is maximum individual development. If you remember, one of the principle of scientific management, in fact the technique of scientific management, it also talks about the maximum individual development, or development of human beings to their fullest potential. Now the next objective is to manage change. So change is inevitable and it is continuously happening in our society, and accordingly the organization has to take up those change or introduce changes in the organization as well. But with change, what is attached is resistance to change. The employees, they love to maintain their status quo. So whatever work they are doing, or whatever machines they are using, or technology they are using, they are comfortable in that. Whenever a change is being introduced, then it is followed by resistance to change, because they are annoyed, they don't like change. So but we have to introduce change. So managing change is a big task for the organizational manager, and human resource management can be helpful in introducing the change, and introducing in fact planned change, preparing people to take up the change, and reducing the resistance to, or managing the resistance to change. Then the next objective is to reconcile individual or group goals with those of organization. Now organization's goals are paramount, because after all, if we achieve the organization's goal, the other goals will also be achieved. But the reverse is also true, that if individual goals are satisfied, then they will work towards the organizational goals also. So reconciliation of these goals is very important, in the sense that the individual should understand that their goals will be fulfilled if the organization's goals are achieved. So if profits are higher, then it will be followed by bonus for the employees. So reconciliation on making them understand the goals is very important. The next objective is to establish and maintain an adequate organizational structure and a desirable working relationship among all the members of an organization. This is done by dividing the organization tasks into functions, positions, jobs, and also by defining clearly the responsibility, accountability, authority attached with each of the job. This will create good relations in the organization as well. The next is to maintain high morale and better human relations. So, in among the organizational members, a group feeling can be created, positive attitude towards the organization can be created by the human resource manager. So this will ensure that there are minimum of strife between individuals or between the departments or between employees and the owners of the organization. Now, the next objective is to attract and retain talented employees. So, the number of talented employees available or potential employees available in the market is limited, and there are so many companies who are looking for such talented people. So, HR will create certain policies to attract such talented employees. Moreover, there is a problem of employee turnover, and also poaching is happening in many organizations. So to retain talented employees is also a big task, and which is done by HR department by creating different or devising different retention policies. The next objective is to provide fair, acceptable, and effective leadership to the employees, and this will ensure smooth functioning of the organization. Next is to develop a quality of work life. So in the organization, the employees should get good experience of work life, and then they will be retained in the organization. They will not leave the organization. So for that, different motivator or motivational factors as well as hygiene factors have to be considered. So if employees feel happy about working in this organization, then they will not leave the organization. The last objective is to maintain ethical policies and behavior. So in the organization, it is also very important that ethical policy should be there. Honesty, fairness, it should be maintained in the organization and among the people of the organization. These values should be inculcated among the employees. The next topic is functions of HRM. In the definition which we have discussed, which has been given by Edwin B. Flippo, we talked about two types of functions, and that is the managerial functions and the operative functions. So we will take up these functions one by one and discuss them in detail. Now, managerial functions are common to every type of management area or any type of functional area. So first function of management is planning. And you know it very well, planning is deciding in advance what is to be done, when it is to be done, how it is to be done, and who is to do it. It is deciding the courses of action to be taken to achieve the objectives. So this applies in case of human resource management as well. In different areas of HRM, whether it is manpower planning or performance appraisal, you have to think about how to plan it, how to plan the organization, plan different functions of the HRM so that you can achieve the objectives. So in case of manpower planning, what we do is we decide the number and type of people required during a particular period of time. So that is also part of planning process. The next managerial function is organizing. Now, organizing can be discussed in two major ways. One is organizing as a structure, and or we can say organization as a structure, and the second is organizing as a process. So when we talk about organization as a structure, then we define an organization as a network of horizontal and vertical relationships. So authority, responsibility relationships that form the organization structure is the organizing function. Whenever a new organization is set up, then we have to think about the organization structure. When we talk about organizing is as a process, so it is the entire process of forming the organization, in the sense that first of all we decide about the type of activities to be performed to achieve the goals. Then we classify these activities or group these activities into different departments. So departmentalization comes into picture. Then the third is we create authority responsibility relationships, and we create the positions in the department, and then we give these positions to different people, and we also decide about the authority and responsibility attached to different positions. So this is organizing as a structure. So applying the same thing in human resource management, we can create a organization structure in the sense that HR departments organization structure. It can be different departments on the basis of the functions of HRM, like the procurement, development, maintenance, compensation. All these can be different departments of the organization. Then comes the third managerial function, and that is directing. Now, in simple terms, directing is considered as a spark plug of the organization. Now, everything is set up, the organization structure is there, position is there, we have maybe recruited people also, but everything is standstill until and unless directing comes into picture. So, directing is putting the organization into action. So how it happens? It means we appoint supervisors. There is supervision function. The orders and instructions are given by the supervisor, and then the functions of leadership, motivation, and communication that comes into picture in directing. So this happens in HR department also, that motivation, leadership, supervision, everything, and communication, these are also integral part of HR function. And the last is controlling. The controlling function, what we do, we have already planned something, we measure the performance, we compare the performance with the planned performance and find out the deviations, and then we take the corrective measures for those deviations. So this is the whole function of controlling. Then this happens in HRM also. How we control HR function? Say one example can be your performance appraisal. So in performance appraisal, that is nothing but a control function whereby we have set the standards for the employees and targets for the employees, and then we compare their actual performance during a particular period of time with the standards, and if there are deviations, we want to find out the reasons behind it, and then we take the corrective actions. The second category of functions are operative functions, which are specific to human resource management. First function is procurement. Procurement is whereby we have to create a pool of employees. How we do that? We have to recruit, we have to select people from outside, from within, and that is the whole procurement function. It starts with job analysis. Now in job analysis, what we do, we analyze the job, study the job in detail, find out the nature of the job, the type of activities to be done to complete the job, and then we find out the qualifications or specification required in the employee to perform that job. So two distinct areas are there of job analysis. One is job description and another is job specification. Second one is human resource planning, that we have discussed in planning also. That is the number and type of people required during a particular period of time. For that we do all the calculation and find out a suitable number and type, so that there is no shortage and surplus during a particular year. Next function under procurement is recruitment and selection. So recruitment is a positive phenomena whereby we want people to apply for the jobs in the organization. And how we do that? By giving advertisements about the job in different media, and nowadays we have different online job sites also. We can advertise our jobs over there in employment news also. Then there are certain recruiting agencies, placement cells, or they or in campus interviews we can conduct, and through all these process we try to find out potential employees, and we motivate them, stimulate them to apply for the jobs. Now this is only the application part. Now then the negative part is the selection process. Why it is negative? In the sense that you are distinguishing between suitable candidate and unsuitable candidate, and segregating the two, and the unsuitable candidates are rejected and the suitable ones are taken. And there is a whole phenomena, we will discuss it in detail in other chapter. So here we through different stages an employee passes, and if they pass all the stages, then they are selected. The next function under procurement is placement. That is putting the right person on the right job. Or in other words, matching the qualities and qualification of employees with the requirements of the job. This will benefit the organization in terms of higher productivity and less labor turnover. In terms of employee also, he will benefit in the sense that he will have higher job satisfaction and he will enjoy doing the job. Otherwise he will feel frustrated and may leave the organization also. The next function is orientation and induction. So when a new employee joins the organization, he is clueless about the organization's working, different departments, other people working in his department and in other departments. So orientation and induction program is basically, it involves familiarizing the new employee with the company, the work environment, the employees, the layout of the organization rules, regulations, all these things, and is made known to the employee. And for that, different manuals are also given to the employee for a good read. Beside that, sometimes a welcome party is also organized to welcome the new employee. The next function under procurement is transfer and promotion. Transfer is the horizontal movement of an employee from one department to another without any substantial change in his position as well as pay. So why it takes place? It may take place because of different reasons, in the sense that sometimes it may be personal reason, that the employee himself has asked for a transfer to a particular place because his family is residing over there, or because of some health reasons. Another reason may be that in organization there may be surplus of manpower in one department and shortage in another department. So employee from the surplus department may be shifted to the department where there is shortage of employees. Also certain organizations, they rotate, they have the policy of job rotation, in the sense that the employee is shifted from one department to another so that he can understand the nuances and learn the nuances of each and every department. Sometimes for disciplinary action also transfers are taken place, and also in to relieve certain employees, if they are working in difficult terrains, they are transferred to areas where there are less difficulties. Promotion, when we talk about promotion, it is the vertical movement of an employee from a lower level to a higher level with increase in pay and status. So it is a very positive thing when employees get promotion. They feel motivated to work hard and to remain in the organization. So we have seen that in all these procurement function, the basic idea is to secure and employ the right kind and proper number of people on the right job. Now we move on to the next category of functions, that is the development function. So this development is a long-term phenomena, and here the organization is interested in improving the knowledge, skills, and aptitudes of the employees, so that they can perform better in the organization in their present jobs. Also, they will have opportunity to develop in the organization. So under this, the first function is performance appraisal. It is the systematic appraisal or evaluation of an employee with respect to his performance on the job and their potential for future development. So in it is a generally in many organizations it is a yearly phenomena. The employee's performance during the a particular period of time is analyzed and appraised, and on the basis of that increments are also given to them, promotions are also given to them, and if there is a requirement for improvement in the performance, then training and development programs are organized for them. Now, the next function under development is training and development. While training is a short-term phenomena in the sense that it is arranged or organized to develop a particular skill or to impart a particular knowledge to the employee, development is a long-term phenomena, and training is conducted generally for lower level employees or the blue collared workers, and development is done, programs are arranged for the executive level or the managerial level. So the basic idea of development is to improve the skills of the managerial people in terms of, say, decision making abilities, interpersonal skills, and also the overall development of the managers, so that they can take up higher level jobs. Now the next is career planning and development. So in this, the employees, for them, career plans are devised or derived, and also they are implemented so that an employee can clearly see where he is joining the organization, at what position he is joining, and to what position he can reach in a particular period of time, say 2 years or 5 years. So this will again motivate the employee to work hard. Now, the next category of functions is compensation function. Now, this is a very important area of human resource management, and very crucial one also, because we have found that historically many of the strikes and lockouts and industrial strife, it happened because of this area only, that is the compensation. So most of the fight between the employee and management is that of getting greater compensation. Now, the basic thing is that the compensation to be decided, it has to be, it has to meet two criteria. That is, it should be equitable, internally equitable, and as well as the equity should be maintained, as well as external parity should be maintained. What does it mean? It means in an organization, a higher level job, if a person is working at a higher level job, he should get better compensation, more compensation than a person who is working at a lower level job. Likewise, whatever is the market rate, or whatever other organizations are giving to the employees working at the similar level, that should be maintained in your organization also. So if you are not giving that much compensation what the market is giving to other employees at the same level, then your employees, talented employees, may leave the organization. So this is all about compensation function. So under it, the first function is job evaluation. Job evaluation is the process of determining the relative worth of the job. So we have said that equity should be maintained in the organization, that is, higher level job should be given higher compensation. But how will you decide which one is higher level job and which one is lower level job? This is done by job evaluation. Then coming to the next one, wage and salary administration. In an organization, it is required to have a suitable wage and salary program. Also, the method of determining the job, what technique you are using, whether it is piece rate or time basis of compensation or rate is derived, or what kind of salary administration is given, is there in the organization, that has to be determined. When has to the salary has to be given to the employees. So there are certain laws which we have to follow with regard to wage and salary administration, like Equal Remuneration Act, Payment of Wages Act, Minimum Wages Act. So we have to follow those provisions also. Then come to the next one, and that is bonus and incentives. Now, bonus is a great motivator, but it was a matter of dispute also in India, in the sense that bonus is a share of the employee in the profits of the organization. So in earlier times, what happened, there were anomalies about giving bonus. So when there were profits, bonus were given to the employees, but when there were losses, of course employees were not ready to share the losses, of course, but they used to demand bonus, and the owners were not able to provide them bonus. Moreover, there was no consistency, in the sense that in some years bonus were given to the employees, in some others bonus were not given to the employees, and which led to industrial strikes, lockouts and all. So the Payment of Bonus Act was passed in 1965, and which has the provisions regarding how bonus has to be given to the employees every year. So organization has to follow the Bonus Act. Likewise, incentives, there can be statutory incentives, and then there can be non-statutory incentives which can be given to the employees and which motivate the employee to work hard. There are, in certain organizations, they have a commission basis of giving incentives, in the sense that if you are bringing more business, more commission will be given to the employee. So this motivates the employees to work harder. One of the goal of human resource management is to reconcile the goals of the individual to that of the objectives of the organization. So the next category of function of HRM falls in this area only, that is integration or reconciliation of the goals of individuals with that of the organization. The first function under it is motivation, and we are all already aware of what motivation is all about. That is finding out the drives of the employees and giving direction to that drives by adequate motivators, so that it is directed towards the achievement of the objectives of the organization. The basic idea is to improve the performance of the employees. For that, financial and non-financial, or monetary or non-monetary motivators are available. So at a lower level, monetary motivators work well, but for higher level, non-monetary motivators are used, challenging job itself, or recognition to the employees. These are higher level motivators. The next is job satisfaction. We have discussed job satisfaction in previous slide as well, and it is very important in the organization that the employee is deriving satisfaction out of the job. That means he is finding the job interesting, challenging, and easily within his control. He can work well on the job and achieve the targets. Now, if he is not deriving satisfaction out of the job, then what will happen? He may feel frustrated and leave the organization. So it is the job of the HR manager to see that all the employees are satisfied with the job, and if not, find out the reason behind it. It may be a simple case of wrong placement, so you have to rectify that mistake. Now, the next integration function is grievance redressal. Now, grievances should be handled at the base level or initial level only, so that it does not become a conflict. Uh, uh, it can improve the industrial relations or work relations among the employees and the management as well. Under the Industrial Dispute Act, a grievance redressal mechanism should be in place in certain types of factories. Now, the next is collective bargaining. Now, collective bargaining is a process whereby the representative of the employee and the management, they sit together and decide on different issues. So it is predicting in advance what can be the point of dispute between the employees and management, and deciding in advance the course of action to be taken. Workers' participation in that is very important. Now, next is conflict management. So, if grievances are not handled in time or for any other reason, conflicts may take place between the employee and management. Now, it is very important to resolve the conflicts then and there. There is a whole mechanism for resolving the conflict. At the base level, there can be mediation and conciliation, and if it fails, it may go to arbitration and adjudication. The next is workers' participation in management. Nowadays, workers are aware of their rights and they have an opinion. So, workers' participation in management is very important, so that they will have a say in management, as well as they will accept different type of decisions and changes easily, because they are also part of the decision making process. And so there will be less dissatisfaction among the workers. Now, the next integration function is discipline. All said and done, the rules and regulations should be in place and everybody has to follow it. Then only the organization can work properly. Or if people are not following the rules, disciplinary action should be taken against them, or counseling should take place for such type of people. The next category of function is the maintenance function. Now, it is not only the present condition of the employee which is important, but also it is important that you protect and promote the physical and mental health of the employees now and for future also. So under this, the first is safety. Safety of employee at the place of work is very important. So for that, you have to see that the machines are regularly maintained and all safety devices are at place, because if accidents happen in the organization, then not only it will lead to loss of productivity, but loss of human being also, and the organization may face litigation also in terms of compensation under Workmen's Compensation Act also. Compensation suits may be filed against the organization. Then social security of the employees is also important, in the sense that you have to provide for their present as well as future security. Now, you have to think about the provident fund to be gratuity to be given, provident fund to be given to them, the pension to be given to them. The next maintenance function is fringe benefits and facilities. These should be also provided to the employees, in the sense that it will also maintain them, maintain their current welfare, in the sense all types of housing facilities, transport facilities, education for children. These are fringe benefits which they look forward to, and that makes the life of the employees easier. Then beside that, certain welfare schemes should also be provided to the employees, in the sense that within the organization, welfare schemes should maybe there, like different facilities, the canteen facilities, the uniform facility, the restroom facility. Beside that, creche for the children of employees or women employees, but in particular. Then the next is personal records. Under the maintenance function, personal records are also maintained of each and every employees. Now, this is not only beneficial in taking different decisions, like it gives you information about the employees, whether their previous records, as well as the work they are doing, how many hours they have spent in the organization, what training programs they have undertaken, or they have undergone, and also their medical records, their wage records, everything is maintained in personal records. The last function under maintenance is research and audit. Now, the HR departments also undertake different type of in-house research as well as the research outside or market research regarding HR, in the sense that you have to find out the number, and you have to audit the employees working in the organization, the number and type of people working in the organization, their age group they are in, the whether they are males, how many males, how many females, whether this has to be maintained. Beside that, what type of facilities and salaries are given by organizations of similar type, that has to be also researched. Now, the last category of function is the reproduction function. Now, if you don't give them opportunity for to the employees to develop, then their knowledge will be fossilized, and because of that you have to enhance their knowledge and qualification, and give them opportunity to not only undergo training and development program, but also go outside the organization and educate themselves, get higher degrees, so that they can be employed at a higher level. So you have to give them the opportunities to growth also. The promotion mechanism should be in place in the organization. Also, you have to promote among them adaptation skills, adapt to the modern requirements. Like, if new computer programs are coming up, train them so that they can swiftly and easily shift to those changes and take up those changes. And the basic idea is to improve the overall efficiency of the employees. So this will not only benefit the employee but also the organization.